Hello everyone, welcome to Awkward Author. My name is Alyssa Grasso, and this is my weekly vlog and podcast about my wonderfully awkward author life. It has been a whirlwind of a week. So since I last spoke to you last week, I have released my new novel, my thriller novel, as well as the novella that I released at the same time. So I released the novel Girl Most Likely to Succeed, and then the novella In the Bag, and I'm mostly going to be using In the Bag as sort of like a giveaway type, promotional type thing to hopefully drum up sales for Girl Most Likely to Succeed. And I really haven't done too much with that yet because I still have Girl Most Likely to Succeed set at a promotional $1.99 price, which I'm just doing for the release. It will be going up to $3.99. And I haven't quite figured out when I'm doing that, but I will be doing that soon. So if you haven't grabbed it yet, definitely now would be the time because it is going to be going up in price. And for all of you that did buy it, I do just want to say a huge thank you because this has been fun and exciting, and I will say it's been my best launch of a self-published book so far. Now I haven't actually put out too many self-published books, and this one has gone very nicely. Now, part of the reason it went nicely is because I threw a lot of money at some ads to, jumpstart sales, and so at this point it's not a profitable book, but it is selling, and so now the trick is to actually, figure out some kind of marketing plan, figure out ads, and try to turn this into a profitable book. Now, it's going to be tough to do at $1.99. I realize that, which is why I am going to be, putting the price up to $3.99. That is part of my plan there. But I did want to kind of launch it in a big way and get, sales starting to go. Now, as far as ads go, I haven't run too many ads. I haven't run ads on too many platforms, that's what I'll say. I've run a bunch of ads on Bookbub, and I have currently just one AMS ad going for the book, and that's really all I've done in terms of advertising, like direct advertising of the book. I am trying to, I'm continuing to tweak and modify my Bookbub ads, and hopefully I feel like I'm getting closer to, to an ad that's really successful, I guess is what I'll say. I've just been kind of drilling down on what has worked, testing out different things, testing out different targets, finding out which, ad graphics seem to work best for me, and then figuring out which targets seem to work best for me, and putting all that together into an ad that is, going to perform really well, and hopefully use what I learned from Bookbub, take that over to like Facebook and try to run some Facebook ads as well, even though, the ad format is a little different on there, and the targeting is going to be different on there too, because Bookbub is awesome because you can really target authors who may not have a big enough presence to target on Facebook, but you can target them on Bookbub. And of course Bookbub is, it's a direct email to people who read and buy books. So, it's a perfect audience as far as, promoting and advertising a book. Really can't do much better than that. So, my biggest surprise, I would say, with the Bookbub ads is this book is wide, and I've been, with Bookbub, well, at least initially, advertising to, all the different platforms to, readers who use all different platforms. So Amazon in, US, UK, Canada, Apple, Google in, all different locations, Kobo in US, Kobo in Canada, Barnes & Noble. Am I leaving someone out? I don't know. But anyway, putting it out there, with all those different targets, and then I have been kind of drilling down on that. But the biggest surprise for me, I think, with this book was seeing how many sales I had on Barnes & Noble and Kobo, which I didn't expect. I mean, I expected to sell some books on those platforms, and I mean, I'm not like a runaway bestseller or anything like that, but I'm pleasantly surprised with how many books I have sold there, which I really didn't expect. So that's kind of cool. I mean, I've sold more on Amazon than anywhere else. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, interesting. Some interesting stuff that I'm learning. So hopefully I can continue to learn and use what I'm learning and, use that to create more profitable ads, I guess, is the goal with that. So yeah, I feel like I have just been kind of scrambling for the whole week, because I'm constantly like tweaking and revising these ads, and I have like a bunch running because I have a bunch of different targets that I'm hitting. So it's been a challenge, and I feel like I can finally catch my breath again. I don't know, sort of, although I still got a lot to do. I got like some more ads to work on in a little bit, but I wanted to get this video made for you. So yeah, that's really what I've been up to author-wise, is, getting those books launched, working on advertising those books and figuring out marketing that does work, and that is profitable, because right now I'm definitely in the hole with the marketing, and we'll see if I can turn it around and turn this into a profitable venture, which I think I will be able to, but at the moment it is not. And yeah, I've been thinking about what I'm going to write going forward. Like I said, I had a book that I started working on before I started outlining it. I mean, I had a pretty good idea of where I wanted to go, but once I started outlining it, I was like, I was getting ahead of myself there with the writing, because there's some stuff that I have to change. And so been working on slightly the outline for that, but also thinking about, I kind of saw that as like a standalone book, as a standalone thriller. And again, thinking all, about marketing, because that's where my head is right now, and, seeing how much easier it would be if you had a series, and marketing a series, and what that would look like. So now I'm kind of thinking that this standalone thriller might be part of a 3-book series, possibly more books, but at least 3 books to start. And my thinking is with it is there is a character in the book who's a police detective, and he has kind of an interesting story, and maybe I could carry on his story through 3 different books. And the 3 different books were ideas I already had. I just didn't see them as linked books at all, because they have, such different characters. But if we have this one recurring character, then it kind of links them together into a series. So you have his story over the course of the 3 books, and then other stories that are kind of their own standalone things. So that's my thinking there. And so I've done some outlining with that in mind, and I don't know. I think that's probably the direction I'm going to go in. But if I do that, one of the things I would be doing is what's kind of called stacking the release. So I wouldn't put out, I wouldn't finish one book, put it out, then write the next book, and, however many months later put that out. I'd probably, write them, save them up, and have them kind of scheduled to release one after the other, like, a month apart, or whatever, seems to work best for them. And so that's my thinking. So it might be a while before I have another book out, unless in the meantime I also work on something else, which is a very good possibility. So that's where I'm at with books and writing. And it's a big challenge just to write a single book, I think. I mean, I can do it. I've done it, multiple times. But it's a big accomplishment and a big task. And now I'm like, okay, I'm going to take on writing a whole series of books, 3 books. That's, I don't know. That's a lot to take on. And I don't have a ton of time on my hands. I do a lot of things besides writing. So I'm like, am I crazy trying to do this right now? But I think that's probably the direction I'm going to go in, and I don't know. I might change my mind, because this is still very early in the planning of this, and I might even decide this series isn't going to work for him, but I kind of already have it mapped out for how it would work, so I don't see that being the issue. The only issue would be if I'm up to the task, and we'll see if I am. It'll be a new challenge for me, because I have not written yet. I have not written like a series of books or even like a book with a sequel. Definitely had some in my mind, but you know, thinking about writing and actually writing are two different things. And yeah, that's something, a challenge that I deal with on a regular basis. I don't know about you, but yeah. And I know my parents sometimes watch this, so hi, Mom and Dad. My dad had, last week when my book released, he sent, you know, an email that he'd bought the book or whatever. But he also was sharing with me an idea that he shared with me before, years ago. I think maybe when I was still in college, when he first shared this idea for a novel that he had, and thought, you know, it would be something good for me to write. And you know, it probably is a really good story. It's just not my story. And someone else has shared with me like his idea for a book or whatever. And it's interesting because if you're an author or someone who's a creator of some sort, I think you probably know that like ideas aren't the issue. Like, you know, there's no shortage of ideas, and you know, most of us will like, you know, write a book in our head before breakfast. Sorry, that's kind of like a reference to Alice in Wonderland there. But no, you know what I mean? Like, you just, the ideas come to you, and it's the ones that really grab hold of you that you end up, you know, pursuing and writing or, you know, creating. And usually, I mean, I guess for some people those are ideas that come from elsewhere, but for most of us, I think the ideas that really grab us and the ones that we pursue are the ones that are our own ideas. And so it's not that like my dad's idea or anyone else's idea is bad, it's just not my idea, so it's not, I don't have this like drive to create that story. And there's like a lot of stories that I've, you know, a lot of ideas that I've come up with that'll never amount to anything, because it's like, you know, I'm not thinking about that idea anymore. It's a week later and I'm not thinking about it. But it's the ones that keep coming back to you, like, you know, year after year, that you just can't get out of your head, that are like, okay, that's something I really have to, you know, pursue and turn into a book or, you know, what have you. So anyway, that's just some thoughts, some rambling thoughts on ideas and books. And yeah, so many books, guys, so little time, right? That's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment, and just, you know, thinking about trying to write not one, not two, but 3 books is a little bit overwhelming for me, but I'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I'm going to focus on the ones that I do have out there, figuring out this marketing, getting that set. I will be reporting back to you on actual like numbers and sales and figures and stuff like that once we get into November. I'll give you my October author income report, so you can see that, so you can see how much money I've lost so far. No, but I'll share that with you soon, guys. And in the meantime, I am gonna try to get some outlining and then maybe some writing done and get some marketing figured out. So that's what's on my plate. So thank you everyone for watching. Again, my name is Alyssa Grasso. If you want to know more about me, get a free thriller novella, you can go to my website, alyssagrosso.com. That's ALISSAGROSSO.com. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, etc. And I will be back again next week with a new Awkward Author video. So take care, guys. I'll see you soon.